Welcome to the Ultimate Owner's Manual. Today, we are taking a look under the hood of the most amazing and complex machine you'll ever own, your own body. We're going to see exactly how it's built from the ground up. I mean, seriously, have you ever thought about that? If you had to build you from scratch, where would you even begin? It's kind of mind-boggling, right? You've got all these different parts, all these jobs they have to do. It seems like an absolutely impossible task. But here's the secret, the key to the whole thing. Your body isn't just a random jumble of parts thrown together. Nope. It's a masterpiece of organization, built according to a super precise plan, level by level. So let's dive in and see how it all fits together. We're going to follow that very blueprint, step by step. We'll start with the simplest non-living materials and build our way all the way up to a fully functional, thinking, feeling human being. In other words, you. So here's our roadmap for this journey. We kick things off with the tiniest building blocks, atoms, and watch as they link up to become molecules. Then, those molecules build cells, the cells form tissues, tissues create organs, and finally, organs team up to work together in complex systems. It's a pretty incredible construction project when you think about it. All right, let's start at the very beginning, ground zero, the raw materials. See, at its most fundamental level, your body is literally made of the same stuff as the stars in the sky, basic chemical elements. But it's not just any old mix of elements. Get this, a whopping 96% of your body's weight, if you take out all the water, is made up of just 6 key players: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur. These are the absolute VIPs of life, the bioelements that create the entire framework for everything that makes you, well, you. So when these atoms team up, they start creating these amazing things called biomolecules. First on the list, carbohydrates. You can think of these as the quick charge for your body's battery. They give your cells that immediate jolt of energy they need to get stuff done. Next up, we've got lipids. You probably know them as fats, and they do a lot more than just store energy for later. They're also like the security guards for your cells, forming protective barriers and helping kickstart really important hormones. Okay, now we need to talk about the real heavy lifters of the body, proteins. These guys make up more than half of your dry weight and have a hand in pretty much everything. They're the builders, the movers, the machines, the real workhorses that keep the whole show running. And finally, we have the master architects, DNA and RNA. If your body is this giant, complex skyscraper, then DNA is the original blueprint. It holds every single instruction for building you and for keeping the entire operation running smoothly day in and day out. Now, this is where the real magic starts to happen. All those molecules we just talked about, the carbs, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids, they all join forces to create the very first level that we can truly call alive, the cell. You hear this all the time in biology class, but it's a huge deal, so let's just let it sink in. Everything that allows you to be you, breathing, thinking, moving, all of it, it all starts inside your cells. You're not just one being, you're a bustling city of trillions of these tiny living units all working together. Check this out. A great way to think about a cell is like a tiny, super efficient factory. The nucleus, that's the head office, safely storing the DNA blueprint. The ribosomes are the assembly lines, churning out proteins based on those instructions. The mitochondria are the power plants, generating all the energy. And the cell membrane, that's the security gate at the front, controlling everything that gets in or out. So we've got our living cells, which is awesome, but they're not lone wolves. The very next step in our blueprint is for these cells to start teaming up, picking a specialty, and really getting down to business. And this is where the body gets really, really smart. Instead of every single cell trying to do everything, they specialize. It's way more efficient. And when a whole bunch of cells with the same job get together, they form what we call a tissue. And in us, there are 4 main types of these cellular teams. You've got epithelial tissue, which forms coverings, like your skin. Connective tissue gives support, like your bones. Muscular tissue, well, that's all about movement. And nervous tissue creates the body's incredible communication network. So, what happens when you combine these different specialized tissues? You get an organ, which can perform a much more complex function. Just think about your stomach. It's got muscular tissue to churn up food, epithelial tissue to line the inside and make acid, and nervous tissue to control the whole process. That is some serious teamwork. All right, now let's zoom out to the final, highest level of our blueprint. Because even organs don't work in isolation. They're all part of even bigger teams called systems, all working in perfect harmony to keep you alive and thriving.
Just take a look. Your respiratory system handles the breathing. Your digestive system breaks down food to fuel you up. Your nervous system is basically the body's high-speed internet. And the endocrine system uses hormones to keep everything running on schedule. Every single system has a critical job to do.
So, what's the end game? What's the point of all this incredible organization from a single atom all the way up to a complex organ system? Well, it has one main goal: keeping your body in a stable, balanced state. This perfect equilibrium is called homeostasis, and it is, without a doubt, the key to life itself. And there you have it. We've gone on this incredible journey from a handful of simple chemical elements all the way to the thinking, feeling, moving, wonderfully complex being that is you. It really is a masterpiece of natural engineering. And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought to ponder. We've seen how each level builds upon the one before it, following a clear set of rules. But what's that extra spark? That amazing property that emerges and turns a collection of cells and tissues into a conscious person? What is it that makes the whole so profoundly greater than the sum of its parts?